And another thing that this reminded me of was I was always trying to, when I was in the SEAL teams, I was trying to pull as much information about war as I could. And one of the recent wars in recent times was when the Russians went into Chechnya the first time, and they had a really hard time. Mm-hmm. And I read the after actions reports from the Russian officers that had taken troops there. And one of the ones that I remember, and I've looked for it to try and find it again. I don't know if it's, I don't know where it went, but I haven't been able to find it. But the guy basically says it all started when the guys stopped shaving. And when they stopped shaving, then the next thing you knew, they weren't cleaning their guns. Then the next thing you knew, they weren't staying aware while they were on watch. And then the next thing you know, they were getting overrun and killed. So those little things, those little things that you do right all the time are important. And that's the same thing with you and with me and with our lives. It's those little things, those little disciplines, those little daily disciplines.
Little cycle, like you waking up at 4:30 in the morning.
Like me waking up.
Like as a ritual, you know.
That's one of them. I try and do something physically active every day. That's another thing. When you lose that discipline, what goes next?
The next thing on the list, really, yeah.
And then the next thing you know, you're sleeping in until 9, you're not getting your work done, and things are going horribly backwards. Mm-hmm. But it's those little disciplines.
Yeah.
And whenever I feel myself start to slip, I always think of this. I always think of the fact that there's these little disciplines that mean so much. Yeah. And they build on each other.
And what's interesting is I didn't really look at it that way ever, and that makes complete sense. Where, you let the little things slide, and slowly, those things that you let slide start getting bigger and bigger. I always thought of it where I remember hearing somebody say, if you can't make your bed right, then how do you expect to run a company? I think it was. How do you expect to be the boss of a company? Yeah. And I remember thinking, well, unless your company is a bed making company, that has nothing to do with it. And